Hey everyone. Hey old ma. Whoa, that was crazy. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if the music's too loud or too soft. I was ready to go live. Went to sit down, put my water bottle down, my 2-litre water bottle, which is a half a gallon, I think, and it exploded. My water bottle exploded in the bunny room, which was a disaster. So I've just been mopping up my water bottle, my water. So that was fun. That's a great way to start a live. I'm good. The babies are good. This morning we went to the vet and it was a really, really good visit. I took them both in one carrier. My babies are my 2 bunnies. Huxley is 18 months old and Daisy is 8 weeks old. And Daisy had her vaccination. She has to have another one in a month's time, just a booster. Hey Renee, welcome. And the vet said that they don't do 6-monthly vaccinations, they do annual vaccinations. So when Daisy goes back next month to have her booster, I'm going to do Huxley, so that every year they're due at the same time. They had their nails trimmed, which was great. Yeah, and then we came home and they had a little time to themselves, and then I come into their room and I explode a water bottle. So that's fun. No worries, old ma. It looks like it's going to rain soon. I hope it doesn't rain whilst they're pouring concrete. Because that wouldn't be fun. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to get started. I've just seen that Chaz and Oni have gone live, which sucks because I don't like being live at the same time as other broadcasters that I support, because I want to support them, but I've been trying to do this live for like 3 weeks now, so I want to get it done, and it's really fascinating. Joe Exotic is a fascinating man. Oh, it hasn't rained here, I don't think, old ma, so maybe old ma and I live quite close to each other, that's why we're talking about it. Hey Earthbound Spirit, don't worry, we only just started. We haven't even started talking about Mr. Joe Exotic. We've just been talking about catching up with each other, I guess, and chatting about the bunnies. I've got my eye on Daisy because she had her vaccination. But let's get started. So, does anyone know who Joe Exotic is? He's American, and he's just such a fascinating character. This has been a hard live to prepare for with Joe Exotic because there's so much detail that goes into this situation. I'm not going to say case, it's a situation. It's true crime, but there's so much more to it. I knew about Joe Exotic before he was arrested. I'd seen a couple of documentaries that he's starred in. There's one that was done by Louis Theroux, and it's called America's Most Dangerous Pets. And it's about Joe's zoo that he had. it was called the GW Interactive Zoo, and the GW stand for Gerald Wayne, who was his brother that was killed by a drunk driver. Joe says that his brother was an animal lover, and so he decided to open the zoo in honor of his brother. And his brother was actually, his grave was exhumed, and he was moved, his remains were moved to the zoo actually as well. So I guess it really does start with that having happened, and then he decided to open the zoo, and it sort of goes from there. I'm going to throw up a slideshow of just pictures I found off the internet that feature Joe and his zoo and some interesting characters that you may hear about during this live. Hey Josh B. I'm hoping that Elle Taylor comes in so that you guys can react to the situation together. Well, the situation between you guys. Okay, he is a very, very odd guy. So his technical full name at the moment is Joe Schreiber Maldonado Passage. So he has 3 last names. His original name is Joe Joseph Schreiber. His hey baby Laura. He married Travis Maldonado, so he has Maldonado as another last name, and he married Dylan Passage, which is the passage at the end of his name. To explain that situation, Joe has had 4 husbands. Joe is gay. His first husband I can't find the name of. He's deceased. His second husband was John Finlay. He actually testified against Joe in court. They broke up. Then he became a polygamist and married Travis Maldonado and Dylan Passage at the same time. I didn't find a photo of their wedding, but I will pop it in a second. Now, Travis Maldonado actually, I think they got married in 2016. No, 2015, I think, or so. I'll have to confirm. But unfortunately, Travis Maldonado actually died, and he died in a really weird way. He accidentally shot himself, which is horrific and horrible. And that really screwed Joe up quite a lot, obviously, being his husband. And that was sort of 2016 is when things sort of, yeah, it did here too, Oldmar, get really cold. But things got really weird then. This other guy comes into the picture, Jeff Lowe, who I'll talk about a little bit more in a minute. He sort of manipulates, from all reports, he kind of manipulated Joe into selling him the zoo, which was really weird. Everything sort of fell to crap. He sold the zoo to Jeff Lowe, was sort of manipulated into it. Then he was arrested and charged with animal cruelty and attempting to hire someone to murder someone else. So it's just such a crazy story. Hey, Elle Taylor. I'm just giving a recap. I think you already know all of that. We're going to dive into it more, but that was just like a recap of what happened, but there's so much detail. But before we get into that, Josh B, have you noticed anything different about Elle Taylor? I don't know, maybe there's a new profile pic. maybe you guys want to go and click on Elle Taylor's channel and have a look. Have a look at the picture. Oh yes, and that as well, Lady Laura. I hope you feel better soon. It really sucks when you have a fibro flare. It ruins everything. But I hope something helps with whatever your main symptoms of fibro are. If it's the pain, because I know that flares are so different for different people, and then there's different types of flares as well. So I hope you feel a little bit better soon. But the big news is that I'm happy to announce that Elle Taylor is with child, and she is with Josh B's child. So if you go and have a look at her profile pic, you'll see a little picture that was whipped together to show the next journey in the what I like to call the YouTube royals. That is Josh B and Elle Taylor. So congratulations, guys. Congratulations. I'm just going to turn my air conditioner off because it's really cold now. And I can't open the window for you to hear birds because the guys next door are doing construction, fortunately. Oh, that's really good, Renee. Epsom salts. I'm obsessed with Epsom salts, and after this live, I think I'm going to have an Epsom salt bath. Oh, does it, Old Ma? Sometimes the profile pic takes a couple of hours to like sync up when you change it. I had that experience with Mel the other day. I was so confused because there's two different pictures. So far in here, I think that Old Ma has heard of Joe Exotic. Such a fascinating guy, and I really wish that I could like show you clips and stuff, but I can't because I'd get copyrighted. I'd get a strike, and I don't want a strike. I'm too lawful for that. Oh yeah, it was like scented coconut lime. That's awesome. So Elle Taylor's pic should be of a bump with Josh B's name on it. I photoshopped it. And I hope you're enjoying the slideshow too, guys. I mean, everyone wants to see these gorgeous images of Joe. But it's been really hard to plan for this, to be honest with you, because there's so much. This goes so deep. There's a Facebook group that's sort of against Joe and Jeff, and there's just it just goes so deep, and it's really hard to sort of understand everything. But I just think that he's so fascinating that we should talk about him. I'm not for or against him. I'm against animal cruelty, obviously, like massively against it. But I'm sticking on the fence with this one because I'm just so fascinated. I'm not saying that he's right or he's wrong. I'm not saying Jeff is right or wrong either, because obviously there's some things going on there with all of them. But I mean, you know, he's a gay polygamist who ran a zoo and also ran for president. Like, how can you not be fascinated by him? Do you know what I mean? Oldmar, it will probably just take a couple of hours to show up. Alrighty. So, in 2018, Joe was charged with 4 counts of animal cruelty. Or was it 5? I think it's 4 counts of animal cruelty against his tigers. Well, yeah, Jeff Lowe is an awful person. Yes. And we'll get into him. I struggle with Joe because I think he doesn't know any better. That's what I've gathered so far. But it's just so hard because there's so much on each side. There's so many layers to this, guys, that it's really hard. It's so hard to, like, investigate because there's so much to it, and there's so much backstabbing and people recording each other. Joe's been charged and found guilty of his crimes, and he's in jail, but he's still on Facebook an awful lot. Someone's posting to Facebook almost every couple of days. I mean, I was on his Facebook earlier, and the last day he posted was May 6th, which was like 4 days ago. So someone's helping him out there. Daisy, what are you doing? Daisy's trying to escape. Now, I wanted to show you his Facebook page and then show you the group that I'm in, but I'm not going to do that because it's on my Facebook and I don't want you to be like, I don't want to be showing my Facebook in a live. Okay, guys. He's just updated it an hour ago. So that's exactly what I was talking about. Someone's updating it for him. Okay, so yeah. Monkey, I want one. Huh? That was random. Was that random? Or was there a monkey on the screen? How long is this student at jail? He hasn't been sentenced yet. He was just found guilty last month of animal cruelty and the murder for hire plot, which we're about to talk about. He's facing up to 20 years, I think. Hey, Katrina. Yeah, he's facing up to 20 years in jail, so it's full on. So he has the zoo. And whilst he has this zoo, there's so much that goes on and there's so much in relation to animal cruelty that's discussed. Let's have a screen capture. This is just one site. Like I said, I don't want to show Facebook because I don't want to show my Facebook to find the group. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay, I'm just going to window capture. Okay, so he was convicted. I just wanted the actual. So he was arrested. I can't see chat for a second. I'll just pull it up on my phone. Okay, so he was arrested and he was found guilty of trying to hire someone to kill Carol Baskin. She's the CEO of Big Cat Rescue. There is so much drama behind that as well. Hey, Tabitha's Treasures. So basically what's going on here is you've got two zoos that both have got, who both have big cats and who both have really shady pasts. They're both claiming the other is abusing the animals. Apparently Joe offered an FBI agent like $10,000 to kill Carol Baskin, and he was then arrested for it. And he was found guilty as of last month on that. That's sort of just like, that's kind of brushed to the side, to be perfectly honest with you. Carol's fine. She's even done, if you go and search Big Cat Rescue on YouTube, you can actually go and see a video. I'll find it and link it in a second. She actually made a statement about it. She's fine. Nothing ever happened to her. That's not really where the story is in this, to be honest with you. Sorry, my phone's just... Okay. The story is more with the animal cruelty, unfortunately. I'm just trying to go down to where... So the issue becomes with what Joe used to do. I don't know what's happening now, but what is alleged that he would keep producing tiger cubs so that he could sell photo opportunities of people to take their photo with a tiger cub and obviously make money that way. That's how he's been was earning most of his money. The allegation is that he would kill off tigers to make space for the babies. That's the allegation. He hasn't been charged of that. The other allegation is that he's a gay that's not an allegation. He's a gay polygamist. He has a zoo. He also was a country singer, and apparently he didn't actually sing the songs. Apparently he had someone, he hired them. Whoever was singing was gorgeous, but if you have a look at the photo there's Joe Exotic, the country music artist. So that they had a traveling, like, do you mind, Daisy? They had a traveling zoo that they would travel around with animals in tiny cages to take, and baby ones to take photos with people to make money for the zoo. They were taken like to mall apparently. You see a lot of that. You have naked photos of Joe Exotic. I don't know. I kind of want to see them, but at the same time I don't. And then I kind of need to know how the hell you got those photos. Like, we all need to know that. Oh yeah. There's so much to it. It's hard for me to like stay on point, because at one point he was selling condoms with his face on them as well. So it's like, there's just so much, guys. It's hard to it's really hard to like keep track. So what they also said that he did was that he would kill the animals. They found bones of tigers on his property, but like someone has said to me in the past, you know, if an animal is really sick and there's nothing that can be done, you know, the sort of mindset is that they are put down and then they're buried. I haven't been able to find how he was charged. He was convicted of being guilty of the animal abuse. That's something I need to still look into. If anyone has any information on that, that would be great. You can watch on the Louis Theroux documentary. There's another documentary that I've discussed before. You can watch that as well. I've never seen him do anything on camera to anyone, to any of his animals, but that's not to say it hasn't happened. He's had issues in the past with employees doing the wrong thing and losing limbs. They sort of got lax with their handling skills and would put their arms into cages, and one girl had her hand taken off, which is awful. And I've just had a look. I can't show the video and I really want to. Young child bitten at GW Park. There's been so much. And places like PETA and obviously this website, 911 Animal Abuse, were constantly always looking for information on him, and people would volunteer to try and get the dirt on him as well. I wish I could show those videos. So, the USDA, he did violate the USDA Animal Welfare Act, and let's have a look at some of the charges. This was 2005, so this is quite some time before. Failure to provide adequate veterinary care, failure to handle animals so that there was minimum risk of harm to the animal and to the public, an incident in which a tiger and lion... it glitched. An incident in which a tiger escaped from his enclosure and attacked and seriously wounded a camel. Transportation of 15 tigers and lions in a manner that allowed feces, urine, or both to contaminate the animals caged below. Lack of potable water for 18 lions, 23 tigers, 15 bears, 20 cougars, 3 leopards, and a pig. Lack of employees present to provide care to 80 large dangerous cats. Lack of knowledge by employees about how often the animals were fed. Filthy, wet, unsafe, and dilapidated enclosures. Failure to handle animals in a manner that does not cause trauma, behavioural stress, physical harm, or unnecessary discomfort. Failure to provide animals with minimum space. Exposed live bare wires in tiger nursery play area. If you have a look in the documentaries, you'll also see that he doesn't have the zoo anymore. He raised tigers and ligers, which was a lion and a tiger bred together. He raised them in his house. As soon as they were born, he took them away from their mother and bottle fed them, which I do not agree with. And then just before he sold it, you can have a look. Doesn't look like that, to be honest with you. If you have a look on the screen, those, when it updates in a second, guys, there's a bit of a lag, but there's 2 2017 and then 3 2016 issues. There's not like huge issues to me. Oh, it's updated now. They're not huge issues to me. Yeah, I agree, El Taylor. I'm taking it with a grain of salt because they were hell-bent on exposing him, I guess, or taking him down. Apparently in August 2015, he was cited for displaying a 19-day-old liger cub at the Mississippi State Fair. Now, he did come under a lot of controversy for breeding, because he said that he was a rescue at one point, or he does rescue big cats. Because, to be perfectly honest with you, the fact that people in America can own big cats, like, boggles your mind. Daisy, what are you doing? Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to get the rabbit because she's stuck herself between two cages. Daisy, what are you doing, my love? Come here. Do you want some cuddles? Here. Come here. You come up with me. You can snuggle on my chest for a minute. I thought she'd be like all chilled out after going to the vet, but she's not. Okay. I now have an 8-week-old bunny on my lap. This isn't going to end very well, I don't think. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. Okay. Settle down. Okay. Seriously, damn bunny for sure, Josh. She's so different from Huxley. Because Huxley's a rescue and he's scared of everything. She's scared of nothing. Just calming her down for a second. Sorry, guys. Let me look at chat. Katrina, have you seen... Oh, but see... Okay, so it's obviously... on my phone, it still shows Elle Taylor's old profile pic, but on my computer, it shows her updated one. But if you go to her page, it shows you her channel. It shows you the updated one. Katrina, go and have a look at Elle Taylor's profile pic on her channel. We announced the happy news earlier that Elle Taylor is with child with Josh B's baby. It's a very happy day. I'm calling it. I think it's going to be quadruplets or six tuplets at least. Okay, the bunny is calm. You love the update. Josh B, you need to like learn about looks updated. Okay. Okay. You guys and all your emoticons, seriously. So I want to show you guys the letter. Joe was arrested and Renee, did you go to her page? Do you want me to screenshot it and show you guys on OBS? It's a great image to open up to. Yeah, it's not the yellow profile pic. I can see on my phone right now it shows your old one, Elle Taylor, and then on the computer it shows the updated one. Katrina, I would say to everyone, make sure you go to Katrina Katressa's channel and subscribe, but everyone here is. Everyone already loves you. It should change in the next couple of hours. It seems that it goes glitchy for a few hours after you change it. Let me show you through OBS. Whoops. I can window capture it. I'll do that. Oh no, look, it's gone back. You guys are right, it went back. That's really weird. It shows it up in chat on my computer as your yellow one, but then when I went to your channel, it's your old one. That's so annoying. Maybe log in and log out, L Taylor. Obviously after my live. I don't want you to do it in between, in the middle of it. Let me look again. No, it's still the yellow one. That's really annoying. Let me see if I can do it on my phone and then send it to myself. Yeah, and on the phone it's the other way around. It'll show up later. It will. Okay, so Joe married Travis and Dylan together in a wedding ceremony together. Let me see if I can find a photo. Oh, there's just so much. It's so hard to like keep myself on track because there's so much to talk about. Let's have a look at Joe Exotic wedding. Here we go. You can actually see the wedding on Joe's Facebook page, YouTube page. Let me see if this will work. There you go. This is a picture of This is a picture of Travis and Dylan and Joe getting married at the same time together. Obviously, that wouldn't be legal. They're in Oklahoma, right? Can someone tell me if polygamy is legal in Oklahoma? I didn't think that it was. So yeah, unfortunately, Travis Maldonado shot himself and killed himself. It was an accident, and I can't imagine that. That would be so awful to have that happen. And it really devastated Joe. It didn't work out, Taylor. How annoying. You don't think it's legal? Yeah, I don't think... Is it legal anywhere in America, guys? Polygamy? I don't know if it's not legal, but there's some states that don't really care. So things sort of in 2016 really went wrong for Joe because this tragedy happened with Travis. It's not legal anywhere. Okay, thanks for that. I didn't think so, but like I watched that show Sister Wives, and they moved from Utah to Vegas because Utah was gonna because they were going to, I don't know. Anyway, as fascinating as polygamy is, and I'd never heard of gay polygamy either. Maybe that's just me being naive, but I've never heard of that at all. So yeah, 2016 is where everything went wrong. Joe was really struggling financially because he had so many animals and so many big cats. And can you imagine the cost of that? Of at one point he was the world's largest big cat rescue or at least America's largest. And what happened was Jeff Lowe comes into the picture. Let me show you a photo of good old Jeff Lowe. Jeff Lowe comes into the picture and tries to be the savior. That's him and his wife, Lauren, I think is her name. And he convinces Joe to legally sell him the zoo, and then he screws Joe over. He takes the zoo from him. You know, Joe was in a situation where he was about to lose everything, and this guy came in and manipulated him and got exactly what he wanted. And so that's when things just fell to pieces. That lion does look drugged up, old Ma. It really does. So now Jeff Lowe owns the zoo. He changed the name. It was originally DW Interactive Zoo for Gerald Wayne Interactive Zoo for Joe's brother. And he changed the name to Greater Wynnewood Interactive Zoo. And to me, even that feels wrong. If I was to buy a zoo from someone that was named after that owner's late family member, I don't think I would change it. You know, that was, you know, his legacy. Does anyone else feel the same? Would you change the name like that? Like, even that to me, or do you think that the thinking was, well, because there was so much controversy behind that name, change it so that it's not associated? I mean, that's another point, I guess. But so Jeff Lowe moved the zoo out of the area, moved all the animals, and now he's plagued with animal abuse claims. So, you know, Jeff Lowe's... It's such a shame, like... you know, there's a lot of controversy behind Jeff Lowe now, and it's alleged that he helped the FBI take Joe down because, you know, that way no one's going to believe him when he says that Jeff Lowe manipulated him into signing over the zoo. Joe actually also ran for governor of Oklahoma, and then he also in 2016 ran for president. So there's that as well. So yeah, he was arrested for trying to hire someone to murder Carol Baskin, who's a very interesting person who I don't think's innocent. All right, well that's an interesting point, old Ma. So what do you guys think of? So you look at Jeff and there's just something about him to me, even just looking at him. I agree, old Ma. What do you think about when you look at Joe? Like, let's remove... What do you think about when you look at Joe? I wish that the lag wasn't so bad. That lag is so bad. And now it says that you can't. Oh, it's being long. Mullet. Too blonde. That's Carol Baskin that you guys saw as well. It's really hard because it's hard to sync the OBS and the and me talking, so there's such a lag. It's really frustrating. So let me look up. I'm using one hand because I have a bunny in my lap. So Jeff Lowe has his own. Let's have a look at this one together. Go capture. Why is it not working? Oh, that's frustrating. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Okay. So, I didn't know that. Okay, so I've missed a whole piece out that's really important. That in 2013, Big Cat Rescue, which is Carol Baskin, won a consent judgment for a little over $1 million against Schreiberger, which is Joe Exotic, in 2013. So that's obviously why they've had even more. That Joe had to sell is because Big Cat Rescue sort of screwed him over. So now that makes more sense to me. And so then they won a consent judgment against the new entity in 2016. Yeah, Lowe comes in and brags that he's a millionaire, but apparently that's not the case either. He pleaded guilty. Lowe pleaded guilty to mail fraud in 2008 as well. It's unclear if Lowe has a USDA exhibitor's license. Interesting. That's not really interesting. Fraud conviction, we looked at that. I just want to know about the alleged animal abuse. Sorry, I can't see chat for a minute. Oh, this is all old information. Old. I thought there was new information. It just makes no sense to me. Why would you? I mean, I can understand having a rescue, but big cats, you know, they're not kitty cats. It's serious stuff. Let me just quickly check the chat. Let me have a look and see if I can do that. If I can show the clip of Jeff almost being mauled by a lion. I watched the other day. I wonder if I think I could actually show that. Let me have a look and see. I think I could show the Facebook video of Joe being attacked by a lion because it's very interesting. Because it seriously looks as if someone's put something on his shoe, on Joe's shoe, and the lion is like fixated on it, as if someone's tried to get the lion to or the tiger, I can't remember which it was, to attack him. I think I can show it. I just have to make sure I don't show anything on Facebook. Let me have a quick look. Wrong video. Wrong video.
Donald Trump gets away with talking.
Okay, I found it. I think I can show this, guys. If not, oh well. I'll just wait for the screen to catch up so that I know that it's happening. You're gonna be a cowboy. That's why he put it in Jeff's name. That makes sense, L. Taylor, because I was a bit confused about that. So I'll show you this clip of Joe because it's very interesting to me. It's so very interesting. It looks like someone's put something on Joe's shoe so that the tiger will attack him. I don't know if that is a tiger. Okay, I'll just wait for it to load up. And then we'll have a look at Jeff and see if we can do the Jeff one. And then we're going to look at Florida. Let's all give hearts to L. Taylor for helping out. Alright, whoops, I'm showing you that one now. Okay, it should be back.
First of all, you haven't recognized the rest of us 40 people that are running. It's all about Trump, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, Hillary Clinton.
Sorry guys, hang on.